really quite disappointed because it's so much hard work goes into all of these weekends for it to go away so quick.
Mercedes and their disastrous weekend at the Italian GP. What should have been an opportunity for the German team turned into a nightmare that may have sealed their fate in the Constructors' Championship. While Ferrari celebrated a historic home victory, Mercedes found themselves battling in the midfield, with frustrated drivers and a team searching for answers. How did the once dominant team reach this point? What went wrong in Monza? Lewis Hamilton, visibly shaken after the race, admitted, "Today, for some reason, we simply didn't have the pace." A surprising statement from a seven-time world champion. But what's behind this lack of performance? Let's unravel the problems that afflicted the team, analyze the emotional reactions of Hamilton and Russell, and explore how this setback could redefine the championship dynamics. Does Mercedes still have a chance to catch Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and let's get to the heart of the matter. Mercedes' weekend in Monza began to crumble even before the lights went out on Sunday. Saturday's qualifying was the first sign that something was amiss. Lewis Hamilton, normally a master of the fast lap, found himself stuck in a frustrating 6th place on the grid. His post-qualifying reaction was visceral. He said, "I'm absolutely furious. I could have gotten pole. I think I could have been at least on the front row, but I just didn't do the job well at the end." Hamilton's frustration was palpable, and his words revealed more than just disappointment with the result. There was an unusual tone of self-criticism. "I lost a 1/10 in turns 1 and 2, and then I lost another 1/10 in the last corner, so no one is to blame but myself. It was absolutely ridiculous on my part, completely unacceptable," said the 7-time champion. Meanwhile, George Russell managed to qualify 3rd, offering a glimmer of hope for the team. But that hope would be quickly crushed on Sunday. Qualifying not only set the starting positions, but also established the tone for what would be a gloomy Sunday for Mercedes. Doubts about the car's performance and the driver's confidence were already starting to set in. The lights go out, and the roar of engines echoes through the legendary Monza circuit. For Mercedes, the next 53 laps would be a painful lesson on how things can go wrong in Formula One. George Russell, starting from a promising 3rd position, sees his hopes vanish right at the first turn. Forced to go into the escape area to avoid a collision, Russell damages his front wing. This incident not only causes him to drop positions, but also compromises his car's performance for the rest of the race. Hamilton, on the other hand, struggles to gain positions from 6th place. But it soon becomes clear that the W15 simply doesn't have the pace to compete with the Ferraris and McLarens ahead. As the race progresses, the frustration of the Mercedes drivers becomes evident. Hamilton said in the post-race interview, "Today, for some reason, we simply didn't have the pace." Russell, recovering from his initial incident, did his best to salvage points for the team. But his fight is against the car itself as much as against his opponents on the track. In the end, Hamilton crosses the finish line in 5th, with Russell in 7th. For a team accustomed to fighting for wins and podiums, this result is nothing short of a bitter disappointment. As the dust settles in Monza, the implications of Mercedes' performance at the Italian GP begin to become clear, and they are worrying for the Brackley team. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes now finds itself in an uncomfortable 4th position. Ferrari, boosted by its home victory, solidifies its 3rd place, opening up a gap that may prove insurmountable for Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton, reflecting on the race, doesn't hide his disappointment. "I was hoping to have more pace to be able to progress. I think I was fast for a while against Carlos, but I had more wear than him, maybe from being right behind, I don't know." Hamilton's frustration is not just with the race result, but with the implications for the championship. "Maybe we could have finished 3rd or 4th today. In the end, we didn't have the necessary pace." For George Russell, the disappointment is equally deep. His post-race statement summarizes the team's feeling. "It's very disappointing to work so hard, to come and see everything go down the drain so quickly." Team principal Toto Wolff now faces tough questions. How does Mercedes, a team that once dominated, find itself fighting in the midfield? What has changed so drastically since the start of the season? The answers to these questions are not simple, but one thing is clear. Mercedes is at a crossroads. The upcoming races will be crucial not only for this season, but possibly for the team's future in Formula One. But what exactly went wrong with Mercedes and Monza? To understand this, we need to look beyond the results and dive into the technical aspects. The W15, Mercedes' car for this season, has been an inconsistent machine. On some tracks, like Silverstone, it shone. On others, like Monza, it left much to be desired. This inconsistency suggests that the team has not yet found the ideal balance for the car. One of the main problems seems to be tire wear. Hamilton repeatedly mentioned during the weekend that the car was graining, a term that refers to the formation of small bubbles on the tire surface, which significantly reduces grip. Additionally, Mercedes seems to be struggling with the car's aerodynamic concept. At Monza, a high-speed track, the W15 simply couldn't generate enough downforce without compromising straight-line speed. Toto Wolff, team principal, admitted after the race, "We suffered from graining on the front left tire. It started at various times. With George, the graining started a bit earlier in the first stint. These technical problems are not only frustrating for the drivers and the team, but also represent a significant challenge for Mercedes engineers. With the championship slipping through their fingers, the pressure to find solutions has never been greater." Looking ahead, Mercedes' situation raises fascinating questions about the rest of the season and beyond. First, there's the question of car development. With the Constructors' Championship looking increasingly distant, Mercedes may choose to focus its resources on next year's car. But doing so would essentially mean giving up on this season, something that goes against the team's competitive spirit. Then there's the Hamilton factor. The 7-time world champion is clearly frustrated with the car's current performance. His words after the race in Monza were revealing. "I could have gotten pole until the last corner. But even so, we didn't have the race pace today, even if I had managed it." This frustration from Hamilton raises questions like, will this be Hamilton's last year with the team, without a competitive car? For George Russell, the challenge is different. As a younger driver, he needs to prove his worth in a car that is clearly not at its best. His ability to extract the maximum from the W15, even on difficult days, will be crucial for his development and future in the team. Mercedes also faces the pressure of maintaining its position as one of the top teams in Formula One. With McLaren's rise and Ferrari's resurgence, the grid is more competitive than ever. The German team can't afford to fall behind. Toto Wolff and his team of engineers have a Herculean task ahead. They need to not only understand the current problems of the W15, but also ensure that next year's car is a significant leap in terms of performance. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and join us as we continue to unravel the secrets, strategies, and dramas of this incredible Formula One season. Until the next race.